Hello, I'm Chris Travell and welcome to The Ride. Today I want to focus on the Canadian market. And in October, StatsCan released, I think, some very important demographic information, especially as it relates to languages spoken in the country that are absolutely pertinent to car dealers and manufacturers. Let's take a look at some of the key findings. What StatsCan found was that 6.8 million Canadians, or about a fifth of the population, their mother tongue was something other than English or French. There are over 200 plus mother tongues in Canada, and 22 of them have over 100,000 speakers, so certainly not an insignificant number. And what's the fastest growing language in Canada? Is it English or French? Actually not. It's Tagalog. Now, digging a little deeper, some of the key languages, the top ones in Canada, you can see how they pan out there: Punjabi, Chinese, Spanish, Italian, and so on. And as you can tell from the numbers, these are sizable portions of the Canadian population. Marketers also need to be aware of differences that exist at the major market level. So in Toronto, for example, 1.8 million people speak what is called an immigrant language. Cantonese leads the group, then Punjabi, then Chinese, and so on. And in Montreal, other than French and English, the leading what are called immigrant languages, 600,000 people speak those, Arabic being number one, then Spanish, then Italian. In Vancouver, 712,000 speak an immigrant language, with the leading languages being Punjabi and Chinese. Now, even though the numbers I just shared with you are from the Canadian market, it applies to any market, be it the US or the UK or Germany or whatever it might be. I would argue that there are some pretty specific implications for dealerships and for brands. Let's take a quick look at some of those. The most obvious one, of course, is the language that's being spoken on the showroom floor. Is it reflective of what languages are being spoken in the relevant market area for the dealership? What about OEM and dealer websites? Are they available in the languages that are being spoken in the market? What about customer inquiries in multiple languages? Are people at the dealership, are they available to answer in the appropriate language? Or what about brochures and promotional material? Same argument there. Are they available in other languages, especially for in an electronic format? What about your Tier 1 and Tier 2 advertising? Is it reflective of the languages in the market area? And finally, numerology. Certain numbers mean different things in different cultures, which of course can affect the price point at which vehicles are offered. Now, as I mentioned, this is Canadian data, and I wanted to talk about it because it's timely. It was just released, so I wanted to get this information out to you. But as you can see, there are some very practical considerations that we need to be aware of. Now, if you're interested in the US data, you can see at the bottom of the screen here the US URL that will direct you to that information. My point is, regardless of market, we need to be aware of these things and take that into consideration when we're developing our marketing strategies. I'm Chris Travell, and thank you for joining us today on The Ride.